are with some more great 843 TV. Joining us now, we have Danielle LaPointe. She's the Executive Director for Sunspire Health Hilton Head. Now, first and foremost, Sunspire is relatively new to the community, last couple of years. Why don't you give us a little bit of background?
Okay. Well, I'd love to tell you guys that we're in the old Main Street Inn. So I remember when I came in to interview for the position, I walked up and this place looks so familiar. I've been here before. And of course I had been to a wedding in the courtyard.
I love it.
Our admissions director had gotten married there herself, had done her anniversaries at the inn. And so it is a classic on Hilton Head Island. And what we did with that beautiful location is we turned it into a very intimate treatment setting for individuals to not only receive residential therapy, which is long-term treatment for a substance use disorder, or get detoxed. Not everybody wants to go and do that in the cold hospital setting, and we're able to do it in a really warm, comfortable setting like the Main Street Inn.
Yeah, so you use the word detox, and I think that's a word that gets thrown around a fair bit. What exactly is detox and detoxification, and how does it apply to a substance abuse situation?
Absolutely. So detox is just removing the chemicals from somebody's body. And detox can be very dangerous without the assistance of a medical professional. Alcohol, benzodiazepines, that's your Xanax and things of that nature. When it's removing itself from the body, and if it's not tapered off slowly, it can lead to death. That is why our medical professionals, 24-hour nursing, and our physicians are there to assess and accommodate a soft, gentle detox. And it's also effective to do it in a setting like ours, because right after the physical removal of the drugs and the alcohol, then we're going to give the therapy, which ultimately allows people the opportunity to change their skills, change their lifestyle patterns that just removing the alcohol and drugs isn't capable of doing.
So detox really is sort of that first stepping stone.
Yes.
And tell me how that wraps around, like you talked about some next steps. What happens then? It's a little bit of a kinder, gentler re-entry into who you're about to become and what your future is. Talk about that a little bit.
Well, you mentioned local professionals in the area that may have employees. So if an employee came into work and they were maybe shaken a little bit, that's a sign of detox. That is a sign that they've been drinking a lot every night, and now their body is calling out for it. And when that shakiness or when the performance issues may occur, then we can provide the detox process. Now, when somebody finishes with detox and this is just an example, return to work, they may still be a little groggy, they may still have some performance issues. Therefore, the process that we do is we get them reoriented to their daily life so they can be high functioning the way that they were when they were first hired to be a part of that community. And what that means is we're going to provide treatment that gets to the underlying core issue. There's a reason why people start drinking and using drugs. Nobody signed up for this. It's not a bad boy, bad girl kind of thing. They didn't just make bad decisions. Usually there's something deeper going on, and our therapists, our psychiatrists, our physicians are able to get to that core issue.
I'm just curious, do you offer assistance to the actual employer on how to encourage their employee to participate in the program?
Yeah, we have an outreach director who's responsible for the community connections, and she's connected with NAMI and the hospitals, and she's out on the streets. She's not providing care at our facility, but networking with individuals and making sure that they know who to call, when to call, and how quickly and seamlessly it is to get somebody the help they need.
Danielle, when we think about detox, we think about movies and stuff. What does it really? What does somebody look like? What do you do when they're going through the detox?
Yeah, their head's not spinning.
Good.
Although you might think that they would at one point. No, it's an uncomfortable situation. And we do get this picture that people are foaming at the mouth, they're jumping on your car, they're going to steal grandma's medication, and it's really not like that. This is a disease. It's acknowledged by the medical field, it's acknowledged by the psychological field, and it just deserves medication and treatment. And with medication, there's a slow, comfortable taper, and people, they feel it, but they don't feel it the way that they would do it at home. Yeah, heads are going to spin at home. Mouths are going to foam at home, but in a treatment facility with the care of a physician and a therapist, it's an easier process.
And this is a topic that people try to deny or avoid, but in fact is very real and is very active. So recognizing there's a problem, recognize your need, feeling comfortable with it. A lot of times people want to try to do this on their own.
Exactly.
So share with us how that probably is not effective, and how you all as medical professionals can make this effective and long lasting for those who need it.
Right. The first thing that I believe is most important is reducing the stigma. And that is acknowledging that this is a medical and a psychological disorder, that it is a brain chemistry issue, it is a physiological issue, therefore needing medical assistance. And once we can do that, once we could get the family and the client or the patient to acknowledge that they have a disease that's in need of treatment and care, just like any other disease. Diabetes, you have to change your lifestyle. Heart issues, you have to change your lifestyle. It's just diet. Here is where you go to happy hour after work, you know, so it's a different lifestyle change. But I think it's the reduction of the stigma that gets us started in the right direction. And it's the importance that we get family involved too, because if you get somebody really healthy and then you return them back to a home environment that just has the bad girl, bad boy mentality, and they're not educated about the disease, that could conflict. And so we have a family program that we offer for 2 days, which the spouse, adult children, mother, father, depending on the situation, would be invited to, and they would receive the same amount of education and treatment.
So the follow-up is critical
Oh,
component in the full process.
Yes.
So how can someone get started if they're not sure not sure where to go, how to get started? What would you suggest to those listening?
It all starts with a telephone call, you know,
All right.
and we have access on our website. I always encourage people to check out our website to get not just a visual picture of what we look at, but what a day-to-day life would look like in our services. And we're also opening an outpatient satellite location in Bluffton at the end of the summer. And so there's not just the residential option, but now there's the outpatient option. And our website is sunspirehealth.com/Hilton Head.
A lot of good information. Danielle, thank you for that very important topic. And Charlie and Charles, thank you for all joining us today. And thank you all for watching another episode of 843 TV.
Where communities come to speak.